Good morning. What is going on, guys? As you can see, I am pretty bundled up this morning. We are here in central Wisconsin and the bottom has fallen out. Fall is definitely here. It is pretty chilly this morning. I want to say it's only like 48 degrees this morning, so pretty chilly. Had to bust out the winter hat and a hoodie and get all bundled up. Today, we're gonna go out and we're gonna chase some brook trout and maybe brown trout on an inland river here in Wisconsin. So we're gonna be going out. Right now, the water temps have come down. Hopefully the feed bag is starting to go for these trout. They thrive in those colder temperatures, so usually this time of year is a great time to go out and catch some. If we do catch some, we are going to do a catch and cook, so hopefully we can get some good ones. And then we're probably gonna make up like a spicy butter Cajun trout in the oven. So it should be good. Stay tuned, let's go get them. You guys, there is nothing quite like a nice, brisk, cold fall morning. I am a huge fall guy. It's my favorite time of the year. I love it because I love hunting, but at the same time, I really, really love fall fishing because I just think it's the opportunity to catch some of the largest fish of the entire season. So I'm excited for today. I'm ready to go out and catch some trout. I have not been trout fishing, I think, since June. It's been quite a while. So we're looking forward to this trip today. It should be a good one. Correction, it is actually 42 degrees this morning. We just arrived to our spot. Gonna go ahead and get our stuff out and get down in the river. All right, guys, so we got all the essentials here. Bunch of different trout stuff in here, spinners, hooks. We're gonna start with night crawlers today. Caught a lot of big fish on those. We're using a Carbon X1000 Piscifun Serpent. It's a 6.6 ultralight. Got some extra line in case we break off because we are using a leader. It's 4-pound mono. And then I brought some gulp too. I don't know if I'll use it, but I figured, you know, it doesn't hurt to have it. Well, guys, the river looks a little bit low. So when I fish these rivers, guys, basically what I'm looking for is little deep holes and little current seams. Those seem to hold the biggest fish. You can usually tell, you could see some ripples in the water, some rapids, things like that. I just take a night crawler like this and I will take about half of it. So my good buddy Chris taught me a few years back that big trout really, really like a half of a night crawler. And then we're just gonna take it and we're gonna thread it up on our hook like so. And it's gonna look like that. And a big trout, that is trout candy right there. A lot of people use panfish worms, but my buddy Chris said, you know, the big trout really like those half night crawlers. So that's what I've been using for the last few years and it works very well. Now I'll take a few casts through here. Most likely what you're gonna have in this area is probably gonna be like chubs and stuff like that because there's not a whole lot of current. There's a fish on right there, guys. Let's see what this is. Let's see what we got here. Yep, first fish of the day is a chub, like I said. So basically what happens in these areas where you don't have a lot of current is you get a lot of these guys. These do make great bait for, you know, pike and stuff like that, but they're definitely not what we're looking for today. Actually, people will smoke chubs as well because they're such an oily fish. But usually in this slow area where it's not very deep, there's not a lot of current, you're gonna get a lot of those guys. I can't believe I forgot my net. My net and my stringer. I'm just not prepared. It goes to show I have not been trout fishing in a long time. So you notice as we go in, we cast and then we approach, and then we cast and then we approach. And that just allows us the ability to cast into that area. There's one, guys. That might be a trout. Let's see. That might be a trout. Yep, that is a trout. That's a brook trout. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get our hand wet. Oh no, it's a chub. I thought it was a trout. That's a big chub. Lots of chubs in the river today. Not a fan. Another chub. Lots of chubs, guys. We might switch to a spinner just to keep these chubs off because it seems like they are really active in this section of the river. I grew up fishing a spinner. I really enjoy fishing a spinner, but I've caught my biggest trout for sure on a half a crawler. This one might be a trout. No, that is a big chub. Wow, that one is darn near pushing like musky bait size. Look at that chub, guys. That is a huge chub. Like I could literally go put that on and probably go catch a muskie right now. Wow, look at that thing. What a big chub. All right, guys, so that is what we have switched to. A little mep spinner with a gold blade, 0. We're gonna see if we can get some trout going now. Here we go, guys. Here we go. We got a trout. Do we have a trout? Let's see, what do we got here? No, another chub, a big chub, dude. What is up with this? I need to come down here and do a chub video. Holy moly. Just came up and hammered that spinner. What is up with these chubs in this river? They are just hungry. Guys, you'll see right here, I finally catch a nice brook trout. And I apologize, my camera was on time-lapse mode. So this is not gonna have any audio, it's gonna be sped up a little bit. But finally we were able to get a trout for our catch and cook. I was fishing for almost 3 hours before I finally hooked this fish. Look at the fall colors on that fish. What an absolute beauty. That one we are definitely going to take home. It has been a grind. So we're gonna go home after this and you are going to be Cajun brook trout, buddy. Well guys, it wasn't pretty by any means, but we got it done. I thought for sure this was gonna end up being a chub episode, but we were able to catch a keeper trout. So now we're gonna take our waders off, jump in the truck, head home and cook up some trout Cajun style. All right guys, we made it home. We got our brook trout here that we need to clean yet. But YouTube's been really weird, so I think we're just gonna go like this. All clean. All right guys, we're gonna grab some aluminum foil here. All right, as you can see, we have got everything laid out and ready to go into the oven. So we're gonna go ahead and prep our brook trout now. It's pretty easy. It's just some butter, some garlic paste, and some Cajun seasoning. Now I'll show you what we're gonna do with that. So what I like to do with this butter is I will go ahead, grab some of this. We don't need a ton of it, but we'll grab probably a little over a teaspoon of butter. We'll throw that in there. And then we will take some, you can use minced garlic or garlic paste, doesn't really matter. Paste in there like that. And then we'll just really take a good amount of our Cajun seasoning and we'll throw that in there with the butter. We're gonna pop that in the microwave. We're gonna take this guy right here and we are going to take that butter and we're just gonna kind of brush it inside of there. All right, you can see butter does not take long to melt. So we're gonna go ahead, we're just gonna stir that up. You can smell that garlic already. And it's just gonna give you like just a nice Cajun garlic base of butter to put inside of that trout. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna put our trout on the foil and we're gonna take our butter, we're gonna open that trout up like so. You guys can see that hopefully. And we're gonna take that and we're just gonna baste the inside of the trout all over the inside of the meat here. Get as much of that seasoning in there as we can. Then what I'll do, once we get it in there, I'll just take that little bit and throw it inside the trout. And then the key is to wrap it up. So we're gonna take that trout, we're gonna wrap it up nice and tight in this foil here. Nice and tight like so. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. So now we're gonna go ahead and bake at 400. And we're gonna get that started. Let that preheat. Now, once our oven is preheated, we will go ahead and we will put that trout in there. We're gonna leave it in for like 10 to 15 minutes, just until it gets nice and white and flaky. And then we're gonna do our taste test. Okay. My stove is yelling at me. That must mean that it's done. Off. All right, Jesus. All right, don't worry, we got you. All right, let's go ahead, put this up here. Smells good. We're gonna take a look here. All right, what else do we have to clear? There we go. All right, now we're good. All right, let's see how we're looking here. And spices in that butter. All right, let's see how we're looking here. Oh man, that looks perfect. All right, let's dig in, guys. So basically the way this works is you will literally just peel the meat right off of the bone. So you can see right here, that came right off. And it actually comes right off the skin as well. There you go. So that right there is just a perfect piece of meat. There is no bone, there is no skin, there is nothing. So now let's go ahead and taste test. All right, guys, here we go. Brook trout Cajun style taste test. Wow. That is incredible. You can taste the garlic, just a little hint of that Cajun spice. Phenomenal. I'm gonna take this meat off here, guys, and just show you what this looks like. As you can see, guys, just some beautiful, beautiful chunks of meat there from that brook trout. And then when you're all done, this is what it should look like. Peeled clean, you got all the meat all the way down into the tail section. And one trout will give you about that much. So, you know, with a side of some kind of salad or pasta salad or cottage cheese or something like that, be a perfect meal for one person. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I'm glad we were able to get the video done. I was a little bit worried there with all those chubs in the river. But I'm gonna go sit down now. I'm gonna enjoy my brook trout for lunch. If you guys like this video, go down below, click the like button, and drop me a comment on your favorite fish to eat. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget to click the notifications bell so you can be notified every time we post a video. We'll see you guys on the next one.